I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey Brahmins, welcome to Wednesday. It is Wellness Wednesday, the last one of the year. Speaking of wellness, have you done your modules yet? There is a host of modules that need to be completed on EverFi here on main campus through your third hour teacher. Those have to be completed by the end of the 9 weeks, which is Friday for sophomores and juniors. Just a few days away. Make sure that you are knocking those out and getting those turned in so that we can meet our completion rate. Semester exams are coming up next week. So we're going to start talking about logistics each day, working towards that. Seniors, it's your last day in class. And so we want to talk a little bit about what's happening next week with semester exams. First of all, if you do not have a parking pass, you will be permitted to drive to campus in order to make it for your semester exams. However, you will have to park in the field between the softball and baseball fields. So just make sure that you are pulling in there and parking over there. That's for semester exam week, not this week. All right. Also, make sure you're getting into that Brahmin Parent newsletter. For the last couple of weeks, I've shared out the exam schedule. So get in there, click on that link, and you're going to see every day what that exam schedule looks like. Monday, we're going to be testing first, second, and seventh hour here on main campus. And then Tuesday will be third and fourth hour on main campus. And then Wednesday will be fifth and sixth period. So get in there and make sure that you have those times down because you don't want to get locked out of those rooms. There's only a short window of break in between that. These semester exams are going to count 20% of your overall semester average. So you want to make sure that you are giving it your all. I know we've been testing the entire month of May. We have more tests coming up today, but you need to stay strong through these semester exam grades. Do not blow these tests off because again, 20%, that's 2 letter grades. So we want to make sure that you're here and that you're earning the highest possible average for the second semester average, because that is what is going to be put into your cumulative grade point average. Last thing, class day is tomorrow. Seniors, we need you here no later than 8:30 tomorrow. 8:30 is the absolute last time that you can roll in and still participate in class day. We're not having a come in and leave situation. This is not an in and out day where you can just come in and participate in the small stuff you want to. Once you are here, you're going to participate in class day. We have a lot of things on the agenda, but you're going to be out of here before 11 a.m. So come, make that commitment, be a part of these last few milestones and traditions as a class before graduation. Okay, done.
And seniors that are going to the 8 o'clock breakfast tomorrow morning, you need to get here before 8. Don't come pulling in at 8, guys. We load those buses. And yes, last year we're screaming at seniors, run, buses are leaving. So get here a little early and come hang out in the lecture hall, and then we'll get you to your breakfast at 8 o'clock. So today wraps up state testing, guys. Yes, if you're in class, go ahead and give that a big round of applause because we survived. Now, there's still makeups going on. We have a lot of kids that miss different tests that we need to get done, but the bulk of it will be done this morning with U.S. history. Thank you, of course, to everybody that makes this happen, especially our counselors who have worked tirelessly on top of everything else that's going on in their life, getting you guys scheduled, making sure you finish strong. Testing lists have plagued them all month. So thank you so much to them.
We are also in the home stretch for testing. We have makeups going on. Thank you to our teachers who have administered multiple tests over testing season. our inclusion teachers who have stepped up, our reading coach, our resource specialist. It takes the village to test all of our freshmen, and it has been a haul. So we have a few more today, a few more tomorrow with makeups, and hopefully by the end of the week, we will wrap all of those up. Freshmen, to reiterate what Ms. Myers said, please check that semester exam schedule. Here's the short and easy way to do this. If you are at the high school at the end of the day for the last 2 periods, just ask your teacher when you come and test. Okay, it's a little weird because our 5th, 6th is their 6th, 7th. So just check with your teacher. A, do I have a test? And B, when do I come and take it? We'll have a bus here for you. I promise we will get you there. But please check with them, and that would be the easiest way for you to know when you have to go out there for testing. The end of this week, let's talk about that. Tomorrow is awards. Awards start at 9:30 here on our campus. If you have 1st and 2nd at the high school, normally go to the high school for 1st and 2nd. We don't have anything happening during those 2 periods. If you received an invitation for awards to give to your parents, then when the shuttles come at 9:15, do not get on the shuttles. Stay here in the courtyard, and then we'll let you in the auditorium, and you'll be here for 3rd and 4th period. I'll send out a list to all the teachers, including the high school teachers, so they have that and know who will be in awards. But please, if you're getting an award, stay here. If you're not getting an award, get on the bus and go to the high school per your usual routine. And so that's how that works. Friday, we have activity schedule, our last PBIS event. Everyone will be here. Everyone that's normally here will be here all day. You will just have shortened classes, and we'll do our fun PBIS event at the end of the day. Also, IRSC has asked us to reach out. The fast track classes for summer, the numbers are not looking good. Meaning if they don't have some more students sign up for the SLS, and I think it's a science class, maybe a life sciences or some sort of biology, those classes will not make, which means they will not happen. So if you are dragging your feet, or if you are in those classes, maybe talk to some friends and see if they're interested. Of course, they have to be eligible, but see if they're interested. And last thing, freshmen. There's a really cool opportunity at the high school this year during the summer camps. It's the college tour camp, and that was open originally just for upcoming seniors and juniors, but they are now offering some spots for incoming sophomores. So if you would like to spend the month of June, it'll be June 6th to June 30th, learning about the colleges that are local to us, including all the way up as far as Gainesville, and getting the opportunity to go see those colleges and tour those campuses, then please reach out to me and I will get you the information for that and get your name included on the list. So that's a great opportunity for you if you want to go ahead and start seeing some of the universities that are within driving distance of us, and get to start kind of thinking about programs and where you might want to be in just about 3 short years from now. So if you're interested, let me know. Ms. Shirley?
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome opportunity. I would definitely take that up. All right. So, and again, PBIS is Friday. So here's the deal, guys. It's really important that you come see me today, please, to do your Brahman Buck turn in. All right. And also remember, you're turning in all of your Brahman Bucks. You're giving me 10, but the rest of them you can put into any of these other buckets that we have for drawings, like Rapids Water Park and extra yearbooks, things like that. It's really important that you come see me today, okay? Because tomorrow is the last day, and I don't want there to be a big horde of people rushing the booth tomorrow. So please make sure you come do it today. Come rush me today, and let's take care of that as quickly as possible and get that over with. Also, students, library books are due. You need to turn them in, and you need to turn them in today. Okay, library will be open today. Please come see either Ms. Goggins or I, and we'll radio and let Ms. Fox Garcia know that you're coming, and you can turn those books in. Very important that you get that taken care of. You do not want fees on your account as you move to the high school. All right, there we go.
Okay, that also goes for main campus, especially seniors. You do not want to be the one that gets an orange slip instead of the envelope with your graduation tickets in it, because you haven't turned in a dual enrollment book or a library book or a Chromebook charger. So make sure you're gathering all that stuff up and getting that turned in so that you can have a clean fines and fees list and be able to get your graduation tickets. Speaking of seniors, it's been a while, but I've got some senior shout outs. Congratulations to Sky Roberts, prom weekend. She went up for round 2 of tryouts at Bethune-Cookman College, and on her way back to Okeechobee, she got word that she has been named a cheerleader for Bethune-Cookman University. So congratulations to you, Sky. Super proud of you. And senior Reina Reynoso, we've heard her name so many times. She has now been offered the opportunity to come wrestle for Adrian College in Michigan, but they're backing that up with some money. They are giving her $13,000 a year, renewable for 4 years. That's a total of $52,000 with the opportunity to earn an additional $8,000 in scholarship per year. So if you're keeping count, that's $84,000 over the course of 4 years. That's incredible. Congratulations to you, Reina. We're super proud of each of you. Seniors, you just have a couple more days to send me those shout outs. Make it a good one, as together we
Move forward.
Great.
And be Brahmins all day.
Hello, welcome back to this month's wellness video. My name is Catherine Williams and I'm the Director of Mental Health and Behavioral Supports. It's great to see you again. Last month, we talked about the serious crime of human trafficking. This month, we're going to talk about substance abuse and how and why you should not abuse substances such as drugs and alcohol. Let's review the ground rules that were established on the previous videos. Our first ground rule is that we should all listen with an open mind. Second, we will avoid personal stories. We will also be supportive of each other. We will not tease or make fun of each other or anyone or anything that is said in class. We will listen when someone is speaking, and only one person will speak at a time. Our last and most important ground rule is that whatever is said in this room stays in this room. This is a safe place to speak and ask questions. What is said in this room should not be gossiped about later in the hallways or on social media. However, it is important to know that if a student discloses potential harmful behavior to self or to others to an adult in the room, that adult is required by law to report this behavior. To begin, let's ask the question, why do you think youth use and/or abuse drugs and alcohol? Teachers, please pause the video now to get student responses to this question. According to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, if you included these reasons in your answers, then you're exactly right. Because of symptoms of anxiety or depression, lack of positive social interaction or friends, or even trouble with social skills, risk-taking behavior, experimentation, peer pressure, or a family history of substance use or abuse. The use of alcohol and tobacco should not be taken lightly because they can be the gateway drugs for other drugs such as marijuana, cocaine, hallucinogens, inhalants, and heroin. What do we mean by gateway drug? Teachers, please pause the video now for student response. Yes, you are correct. Gateway drugs are often milder drugs that can open the door to the exposure or to the experimentation with other, harsher substances. However, do not be fooled. Even gateway drugs are dangerous. Alcohol and tobacco are very addictive. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, tobacco use is the leading cause of death and disability in the United States. The CDC states that by the 12th grade, about 2/3 of students have tried alcohol, about half of 9th through 12th grade students reported using marijuana at least once, and about 40% of 9th through 12th grade students reported having tried cigarettes. Among 12th graders, close to 20% reported using prescription medication without a prescription. Additionally, marijuana has been linked to lung inflammation, chronic bronchitis, and respiratory issues and infections. According to the Monitoring the Future project, 50,000 students in the 8th, 10th, and 12th grades are surveyed each year. Some of the findings suggest that students reporting alcohol use in the 6th grade had greater rates of both illicit substance abuse and lifetime illicit substance abuse. Let's watch a video about substance use, its consequences, including addiction, and how to get help.
Ever felt stress or pain and you're not quite sure how to deal with it? Have you felt tempted to try drugs or alcohol as a way of coping with stress or pain? Stress and pain are a part of life. Many teens turn to drugs and alcohol as a way to feel better. Not only are many of these substances illegal, but when used too often in too large amounts or for the wrong reasons, they can be very dangerous. There are a wide variety of drugs and alcohol, we will call substances, that are used to feel good or high. These include legal substances, like prescription medications, caffeine, and household chemicals such as glues, aerosols, and cleaners. Substances legal for adults, but illegal for teens, such as alcohol, nicotine products like hookah, cigarettes, and e-cigarettes, marijuana, which is legal for adults in some states, and illegal drugs like cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines. When your brain is exposed to one of these substances, the substance triggers areas of your brain that make you feel pleasure. Some people want to feel that pleasure over and over again, so they continue to take the substance and may take it in larger amounts. They may come to a point where the body and brain need the substance to feel normal. This is called addiction. It's important to seek help before addiction takes over your life. Warning signs of addiction include using a substance for a long time and needing more to have the same effect, always thinking about finding and using the substance, craving the substance and not being able to stop using it, substance use that affects school or sports performance, work or relationships with family and friends, missing school, work, or social events in order to use the substance, using the substance even when it can be dangerous, like before driving. Seeking treatment for addiction can be difficult. Friends and family members may be the first to notice changes in behavior, mood, and physical health. If friends and family are concerned, it's time to seek help for treating the addiction. Your healthcare provider will do a thorough physical examination and medical history, and ask questions about your use habits. Your healthcare provider will also want to find out if you have any other physical or mental health conditions which can affect the treatment process. Most people need a long-term plan to stop using these substances for good. Talk with your healthcare provider or a mental health professional to find a treatment plan that will work best for you. Treatment options may include a detox program. This program will include care from trained staff who watch your heart and blood pressure closely. They may use prescription medicines to keep you safe as your body cleanses the drugs from your system. Medications can also help remove the remnants of chemicals in your body left over from your substance use. Talk therapy with substance use treatment counselors, medicines to treat addiction and prevent relapse, and support groups. You may also work with a counselor to come up with a plan to help you stay drug and alcohol free. Your plan may include finding support systems. This might include only spending time with friends who are also drug and alcohol free. Having a plan for what to do when you feel tempted to use. Remember, it's okay to say no. Participating in new activities to replace old habits. Finding other ways to manage stress and emotions, such as meditation or deep breathing, exercise, spending time in nature, listening to music, or talking with a trusted friend or family member. And choosing a support program like Alateen or Teen Anon. Quitting can be very difficult and uncomfortable. If you ever feel like you may hurt yourself or others, or have thoughts about taking your own life, get help right away. Call 911, a suicide crisis helpline, or go to your nearest emergency department. Addiction can be very harmful to both you and those around you. For some drugs, all it takes is one time for addiction to begin. Drug use can lead to motor vehicle crashes and other accidents, overdose, and death. The best way to avoid the consequences of drug use and addiction is to avoid starting in the first place. Drug addiction is a condition that is both preventable and treatable. Work with your healthcare provider, counselor, and family to come up with a plan to give you the best chance of getting and staying clean.
What are the consequences of substance use and abuse? Teachers, please pause the video now to allow students to brainstorm some answers to this question. At first, you may choose to take a drug because you like the way it makes you feel. You believe that you are in complete control on how much and how often you choose to use it. However, over time, the use of drugs changes how your brain functions. These changes are damaging and can last a long time, and in some cases for a lifetime. They can make you lose control, make poor choices, and lead to damaging behaviors and outcomes. According to WebMD.com, drug abuse, which is using legal or illegal substances in ways that you should not, can lead to addiction. Addiction is when you can't stop, not even when it puts your health in danger or causes devastating issues for you and your loved ones. These addictive drugs target your brain's reward system. The addictive drugs cause too much of the chemical dopamine in your brain, which triggers messages that you need more of the drug to keep the same good feelings. This can cause you to get less pleasure from the activities you used to enjoy, such as family, food, friends, and activities. Watch this video about how substances and addiction affect your brain and body.
What is addiction? It's also called a substance use disorder. Over 20 million people nationwide suffer from addiction. 1 in 7 people will experience addiction at some point in their life. Scientists first began to understand addiction as a brain disorder back in the 1950s. Doctors Olds and Milner, in laboratory studies of rats, found the parts of the brain affected by addiction. But then in 1994, Drs. Volkoff and Shelbert, top neuroscientists, ran PET scans of the brain that showed the effects of substance use disorders. And like other diseases, these scans showed it affected tissue function. So there are 2 main parts of the brain affected by drug use: the limbic system and the cortex. The limbic system, located deep within the brain, is responsible for our basic survival instincts. So when you do essential things to stay alive, like eat, drink, find shelter, build relationships, or care for your young, your brain reinforces behaviors that cause the release of dopamine from this region. That reward for surviving is also transmitted to the amygdala and hippocampus, which records a memory of that feeling, so we seek it again. This is our survival hardwiring. Addiction also affects this area, up here. That's the prefrontal cortex, which is what separates us from other animals. And this is where decision-making and impulse control live. When drugs or alcohol are used, they activate the very same dopamine process in the survival center. And when use is repeated, that substance can hijack that part of the brain. This hijacker changes the brain and weakens this system to make it believe that the primary need for survival is the drug. In hijacking the brain, it can usurp those primary motivations: food, water, shelter, relationships, and protecting our young. And the hijacker needs more and more of the substance to activate the same level of reward or feeling of pleasure, causing the brain tissue to become increasingly damaged with continued drug use. So why don't all people who use alcohol or drugs become addicted? There are factors that contribute to the development of a substance use disorder. They include individual factors like your genes, your age of exposure, and then environmental factors like drug availability. But there is good news. Addiction is preventable. Key factors that aid in preventing addiction can be categorized into 2 parts: risk factors and protective factors. Protective factors range from parental involvement, programs that improve self-control, limiting availability, and increasing attachment to your community. Another key element in preventing substance use disorders is to delay when use begins. Put simply, prevention is about delaying the onset of first use. In the adolescent brain, where brain tissue is more vulnerable, the hijacker is more prone to weaken the brain and plant itself as a disease. Those with substance use disorders commonly initiate first use much earlier, between 12 and 18 years old, which increases the likelihood of the hijacker taking hold. But if the hijacker does take hold, addiction is treatable. Advancements have been made in assessments, treatment programs, recovery supports, and medications to treat addiction. Brain scans show that once in recovery, the tissue in the limbic system and cortex can get better. With your help, we can expand these innovations to help millions of individuals and families and ensure that addiction is treated as the medical issue that it is. Together, we can solve this. Join us.
Sometimes people use drugs to help them relax, escape stress, or to help them cope. This is not a healthy way to practice self-care. Do you remember when we talked about self-care back in previous wellness videos? Teachers, please pause the video now to let students review types of healthy self-care. Great, I'm sure you mentioned things like taking care of your personal hygiene, eating well, getting enough sleep, getting some exercise, making time for social activities, and paying attention to your thoughts and feelings. Self-care is the most important way to boost and maintain both emotional and physical health. Many people today neglect it due to a lack of time, and this negatively impacts the lives of those who do not make sure they are putting themselves first. Take care of yourself. Today's relaxation activity is called 4-7-8 breathing. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then breathe out for 8 seconds. Be sure to take big deep breaths in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Teachers, please pause the video now to review today's material and to practice the 4-7-8 breathing activity. We hope you learned from this lesson. Today's wellness video lesson and activities were developed by our district licensed mental health professionals with the help of district resources and the online resources of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institute on Drug Abuse, and WebMD.com. Remember, we want you to know that it's okay to speak with someone if you feel you need some help or support. Teachers are available and you can always see your school counselor. Remember, there's always hope and help is always available, no matter what is happening or has happened. We hope you enjoyed today's lesson and we look forward to seeing you for our next wellness video.